Hello, what's up, everybody? I know it's Friday night. I don't have anything to do. You probably are out partying, but if you are joining us today, this is perfectly fine too. Welcome to Coffee Code and Chat. I am drinking coffee late at night because it's Friday and I'm gonna do cool stuff tonight. Today I'm just hanging out. Normally I code my project. We are gonna look at code, of course. We're gonna do some stuff. And if you have any questions, let me know. And let me know if the audio is too loud. That's perfectly fine. I'll tune it down. But let me know in the comments what you're up to, what you're doing. If you're even here. And if you're not, it's okay. Because I know it's Friday night. But I'm just going to hang out. You could always rewatch these streams. I stream every Friday night. Friday nights, 9 p.m. CST time, where I'm normally coding live, just to kind of showcase it's okay to code live. It's okay to make mistakes publicly. It's no big deal. And Saturdays, I typically stream about, things that you need to do if you're looking to switch careers or if you're starting out learning to code, what some good resources that you could use. But tomorrow, we're going to continue our project with George. I know last stream he did with us, he showed us how to create or plan our project, and in tomorrow's stream he's going to be here to show us how to get started with Vue.js. So if you're interested about Vue.js, jump on and give it a try. But thank you for jumping on if you're here, and if you're not here, that's perfectly fine too. And you could say hello in the comments because I'd love to chat with you. Today what I'm going to do, I'm just going to be messing around with some code, keeping it open. I'm going to take a look at, play around with GPT-3, kind of see what kind of code it could create. Is it even usable? I kind of played around with it a little bit. Some of the code is good. Some of the code, I don't know, it doesn't work. But today we'll try to do some simple things with GPT-3 as well. And also, a lot of people are wondering oh my God, is GPT-3 going to take our jobs away? And I think it's the opposite. I think it's going to enable more people to get involved with coding and programming, to be honest, because it will allow you to have a higher level language or to be able to write code. So without, if you think of when assembly language came out, it's it was really difficult to code things. So they made these higher level languages C++, and so now we have JavaScript and so on to make it a little bit easier to be closer to the human language to be able to write code. And I think that's the evolution of Chat GPT-3, is taking it even one step higher and allowing us to code by using human language. But that's, who cares, right? We're going to have fun. Well, at least I'm going to have fun today. And a lot of people are trying to figure out what can we do with Chat GPT-3? Is it useful? What kind of cool things can you do? And to me, to be honest, it's literally going to replace me spending more time on Stack Overflow and instead allowing me to just chat with GPT-3 to do research, learn new things, and to get clarification, some of the things I'm learning. And it's not always going to be 100% right, but I think it's a really good resource to use as learning. And that's something I have been doing. I've been trying things out, having GPT-3 refactor the code, show me other things. And so I've been learning. There are certain things I don't know how to do, and Chat GPT-3 could be a way for me to discover and have a starting point from which I could continue my journey learning. Also, what's pretty cool with Chat GPT-3, they do have an API that you could go ahead, and they have lots of different things you could do, but you could go ahead, get a access token, and you could actually use Chat GPT-3 in your applications. I'm not going to go too crazy showing you all the stuff that I'm doing, but I am working on building this plugin called AI Powered. In the settings, for instance, you could go ahead, put your OpenAI key. You could decide which model you want to use. In this case, I'm using Text DaVinci 03, and I'm not being too crazy in this application, just want to hook everything that works. And then eventually my goal here is for you to be able to do three things here. For now, I haven't built that screen out. I'm just testing the basic connection, make sure that I'm actually getting some response. But ideally what you're going to have here is you're going to have different type of prompts that you could target, and they'll be involved around creating a description. So let's say you're a blogger, you wrote an amazing blog post, but you're too lazy to write your description for SEO. You'll be able to use this to write a description. You'll be able to use it to write keywords or discovered keywords for you that you could use in your SEO and stuff like that. So, but for now, I'm just like using the GPT-3, what the hell ever it's called, API. And, you know, I'm just getting basic kind of functionality here. Well, can I at least speak to the API? And I got to do more stuff that I have to fix here. But at least what I've done is I've connected. And did it crash? No, it didn't crash. And it told me a story. Once upon a time, there was a small village on the outskirts of the forest. The village had been around for centuries, and its inhabitants were known for their bravery. Wow, I really like the way this story already is churning out. But the cool thing is you could use the power of Chat GPT-3, create cool applications that you use to wrap around like certain things. Like for instance, in this case, and I haven't built this out yet, but for this particular case for our Strapi dashboard, what I'm working on is creating a tool powered by Chat GPT-3 that will allow you to quickly write a description for SEO and find keywords that you could use and easily be able to insert it into your content. I don't really have content here yet, but imagine if you had a post, and I didn't implement it here, but I'll have like a window here, which will have the window to connect to Chat GPT-3, and we have this thing called like SEO plugin. I'm going to try to integrate that with SEO plugin to make it much easier for people to write SEO descriptions, because nobody has time to do that. And hey, Luke, what's up? Good to see you here. How are you today? Happy New Year. Happy everything. I'm probably already said Happy New Year and happy holidays, but you know, but what I'm saying is that, you know, don't be scared of Chat GPT-3. Use it to your advantage. And I'm basically, and Strapi created some services and controllers, but basically what I'm doing in the most basic sense is I am literally hitting the Chat GPT-3, why is it a mouthful, API, and I'm passing my API key. I'm passing some basic configuration, which is in my case just very simple. I'm passing the model that I want to use, the prompt, max token, and temperature. You could learn more about what those things mean in the chat and openai.com. And what's awesome, they have the playground where you could do all this cool stuff, and you could see some of the settings, temperature, maximum length that you want, frequency, penalty, and you could learn what a lot of this stuff means in their documentation. If you're interested, go check it out. It's pretty fun. And so embrace the AI overlords and use it for the power of good to try to figure out how can you leverage AI to create other services for other people use. And if you don't want to make services, while it's free, because I don't know if it'll be free forever, you could use it to help you learn how to code. Like for instance, let's say you don't know how to create an image input. You've never done it before. And of course you could Google, but you could also ask Chat GPT-3. Yeah, that was disgusting. I know I had cat hair in my mouth. I don't know why, but you could ask Chat GPT-3. And this is what I've been doing, is actually using it as a cool way to learn things faster by having conversations around code with Chat GPT-3. And so today, that's what we're going to do. We're going to play around with. And if you're just joining us, this is Coffee Code and Chat. I hang out every Friday night. Normally, I am building my project, but I'm taking a little small break from the project because I'm refactoring the whole thing. And so welcome, welcome, welcome. I guess I wanted to show Coffee Code and Chat here, not that crazy 80s Ferrari, because I'm an 80s kid. And so basically, the point is embrace Chat GPT-3, embrace the AI, because what it's going to do, it's going to basically allow more people to get into coding faster, and that should be more exciting. And so if you're thinking of starting learning to code, but you're afraid, because I don't understand why. There's somebody, I literally was watching a stream on Code Foundry, and somebody came on and they were like, man, I think I'm going to quit learning to code because Chat GPT-3, there's going to be no junior jobs. That is just not true. That is not the case. It's not going to steal your jobs. If ain't, yeah, it's going to disrupt the industry. But in that disruption process, it's also going to create new opportunities. But if you're looking to get into coding, don't listen to other YouTubers saying that ChatGPT-3 is going to kill the jobs. Just start learning to code and just learn how to use the tools available to you to build cool stuff. And that's basically what it is. And so today, in the comments, by the way, I'd love to mess around with ChatGPT-3 today. If you want to kind of ask and play around with me together, let me know in the comments what kind of like things you want me to try to build. And while you're thinking, I'm going to try with like a simple one. I'm going to try in React, create a React component that is able to preview image that you want to upload. So how would let's try this. So I would say create React upload input component that allows you to preview your image. Let's see what it says. It says error. It says it doesn't work. Of course, I knew that was going to happen because obviously, probably everybody likes to blow up and use Chat GPT3. Let me refresh. Maybe I have to log in, checking if you connect. Yeah, I got the connection. Let's do this. Let's try it again. Let's see what it's going to tell us to do. And let me know if the screen is that. I'm just going to try stuff out, see like what it does, what it doesn't do. Because I think it's kind of cool. So what's awesome about this, by the way, is that let's say first of all, like the reason why it's not going to take jobs away from people is because you still need to understand what this code means and does. But what's awesome here, it tells you like kind of what you're doing. So like I love this as a learning tool to kind of practice learning new things. And so let me copy this example. And it's and it tells you what it does. In this example, the component uses useStateHook to keep track of the selected image file, and it previews the URL. The handle change function is called when the user selects a file and updates state with selected file in preview URL. And we'll kind of see how that works and see if it actually works as advertised, because I'm very curious because I am not sure. Yeah, we're going to see how it works. And what's cool, it gives stuff. And let's say you've never done this before. And you're not sure, like, what the hell does this even mean? You could ask Chat GPT-3, please explain how URL.create object URL works, right? And this is the cool part. It's like now you have a friend, because I don't have any friends. That's why I use Chat GPT-3, because I have no friends. But you could use it as a reference. And here it tells you, like, it's a method that creates a DOM string that contains an URL representing the object given in the parameter. This URL can be used as the value of the source attribute of an image element or ref attribute or an anchor element. In example code, I provide blah, 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 blah. And it tells you like the thing, and you could learn more. So what I love about now, you could interactively code, do cool things, and ask questions while you're learning. So let's try this code out. Like, so I have this, this is the project that I was working on before. No worries about this one, but I have regular React app running here. So what I'm going to do is inside the components, new file, I'm going to call it image preview for now, whatever. And we're going to try out what did GTP3 do to us, for us, with us, to us. I don't know. Interesting here. We're not, yeah, because we're not uploading the image. I'm kind of interested. I'm going to console what the image, but I'm assuming that's going to be the form object. And we're going to refactor this using Chat GPT-3, but let's see if this works. So image upload, might as well call it the thing that it recommended for us. And so this is like, to me, this is amazing. If you're a new developer learning to code, relying on the power of Chat GPT-3, asking questions while you're coding to the things you're doing is amazing. So let's call that component image upload. Fantastic. And let's see. So now we have choose our file. And in theory, if the code works correctly, we should be able to choose a file, click open, and boom, we have the preview. Like, that is fantastic. So obviously it's huge and we have to style. What's pretty cool here is, let's say that you want to style this a specific way. And so what I could do is I want to use style components, for instance. And so I could tell Chat GPT-3 refactor the above code to use styled I can't spell components. And let's see what it does. See, so this is pretty interesting, pretty cool. I know like some of you be like, oh my God, what is he doing? Copy and pasting stuff. Oh my God. Listen, if you're not excited about the AI overlords, by the way, while this is doing that, I do want to show you there's a cool like thing like that you should watch. Lex Friedman. He had a cool podcast with, who the hell did he have on recently? Lex Friedman, OpenAI. I can't, oh my God, I can't type. OpenAI. He had this dude on. Yeah, even though this was like 1 year ago, right? This was really...
Research shows nostalgia can help you remember ads.
Yeah, thanks for the ads. I got it. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Liberty Mutual. Oh my God, so many ads. So many ads. Can I skip? I can't. Come on, let me skip. Let me skip. I think it's this one. Is it this one? Is it this one? No, is it not this one? Yeah, it's this. It was this. Even though it's a year ago, this was like really nice podcast to listen to. So anybody like interested to get not like crazy like YouTube drama, Chat GPT3 is going to take everybody's jobs. Actually go and check out this stream. I'll throw in the comments for the few of you, the 1 person, 2 people that are watching that are here, which is cool. You could check it out, but really nice. And so let's see the code that it did. So it refactored our code. And so let's check it out. How does it look like? But it refactored it to use style components. So let's go to our code. Let's go to our image uploader and boom, do this baby here. And then let's check it out. Exciting. And look at that. It refactored it using style components, which is awesome. And let's say if I choose another file, open, and look, we got the preview working. This is cool. And so if you've never done something like this before, now you have a starting point to play around with. You could, write your own CSS inside here. And I'm just using style components because I'm too lazy to use other style sheets. So I'm just like able to write my CSS inside my JavaScript, which is fantastic. So now it's like, we have the image component that is able to get the image, but how do we send it? Like, how do we upload it, right? And so now what you could do, you could either copy this example and paste it, or, Chat GPT3 is able to have context around like what the hell you're doing. And so you could say, add refactor code to have a form and function to handle file upload. Let's see what it comes up to, which is kind of cool. So instead of like Googling and trying to Google things that I don't even know to Google, I'm able to have a conversation with Chat GPT3 to allow myself to try things out way faster. So as a learning tool, this is like one of the most amazing things. And if you have any questions, throw them in the chat. I know it's Friday. I know everybody's partying. I'm the only one who's not partying. Speaking of partying, by the way, Steam games. I'm just gonna like throw it in here. Steam games. There's a game on Steam. If you're a developer, you gotta play it 100%. Steam. It's called Factorio. Oh my God, this game is so worth getting. This game allows you, basically, if you're like most people I know that play this game, obviously are developers, but this game is like where you're trying to, you start with a pick and X, you can't do anything, and the whole point is to like optimize everything and build everything as efficiently as possible. Really cool game, and one of my friends just told me they have mods for this, which is insane, but this is pretty neat. So if you love coding and you love development, you're probably gonna ruin your life by playing this game, but check out Factorio. It's a really amazing game. But anyway, let's come back to our Chat GPT-3, the code that I wrote. And so again, we could take a look. So we have our handle change, which is fantastic. And then we have our handle submit function, right? And it created a form. And so we check if we have an image. If so, we are going to handle it. Now, it didn't really show us how to handle this because we don't have a back end. We don't have like anything. So maybe we could ask it to create a back end for us to be able to handle file upload. Or we could ask Chat GPT-3 to like rewrite it with the assumption that we have a Node backend. What's up, Engine Boy? How you doing? Good to see you. I'm just hanging out tonight. I'm not. Maybe I'll jump on my project today, but like there's a bunch of refactoring that I have to do that I started to do. Oh my gosh, but it's okay. Maybe we'll jump into it. But for today, I'm just kind of exploring Chat GPT-3 and saying how it's like a pretty interesting tool for learning purposes. So we asked it to refactor our component to include a form to be able to submit an image, which it created this handle submit thing for us, but we still need the logic. Maybe we could figure out a better way to prompt it. But for now, let me just check here in my code, make sure that everything still works. So let's say here, what's cool about, by the way, Chat GPT-3 here is, let's say you asked it to write this code, but you're still not sure what the hell any of this stuff is and what anything does. Like you could go here and say, hey, please provide comments explaining what each line of code does in the example above. And I love how Chat GPT-3 is able to like figure out context. So let's say what it does. So Tammy, what's up? She says, hello everyone, just listening while doing other stuff. Cool, that's perfectly fine. So we're playing around with Chat GPT-3, and so let's see what it is. So did it? Yeah, and this is kind of cool. So if you're brand new to programming, right? A lot of people, oh my God, it's gonna take jobs. No, it's gonna help new developers learn to code faster because you have the best research. Even if Chat GPT-3 becomes paid, like let's say it's 25 bucks a month, 50 bucks a month, I'll probably stop buying Udemy courses. I'll just use this as my reference. Okay, I probably will still continue buy Udemy courses because it's a sickly addiction I have. I just bought a bunch of Udemy courses that I'll never take. Speaking of Udemy courses, there's this new instructor I found. Brilliant stuff. If you're interested in JavaScript, he has some cool courses, and his name is My Learning. This is after you take John Smilga courses, by the way. This will be like supplementary material that you want. Where's My Learning? Great. It's this guy, Clyde Matthew. Well, because I purchased the course, I'm going to say, but Clyde Matthew has some really good stuff. He has this amazing JavaScript course on just JavaScript. He has this amazing course going deep into writing forms with JavaScript. Really, really cool. But yeah, check him out. Like, I guess I could search Clyde Matthew, because I'm kind of like taking a few steps back and just looking for some refreshers of some JavaScript. And he has like straight up just vanilla JavaScript stuff, where he has course on building dynamic websites with JavaScript, part 1, the fundamentals, using Ajax, web forms, really cool. His DOM, building dynamic websites, the DOM, man, amazing class. A lot of his JavaScript, this is just straight up vanilla JavaScript, not using any frameworks. So if you want to touch up your JavaScript skills, this is the dude I recommend. Really love his stuff. Really cool. Yeah, and Tammy says we all have a Udemy addiction. Yeah, I mean, seriously, if I invested the money I spent on Udemy courses, I don't even want to know where I've been. But coming back to our Chat GPT-3, our example here. So we prompted, sure, please provide comments explaining what each line of code does in the example above. So now we could see it tells us like what each thing that we do. So if you asked it to generate code and you're kind of not sure what it does, ask it. So here we are, initialize state to keep track of selected image file. Here we initialize state to keep track of the preview URL. In this handle change, we update the state when you select the file, create a preview URL. We're calling the URL create preview object file. And for those of you who might be just jumping on, if you didn't know what this was, I literally asked Chat GPT-3 above to kind of explain to me what is a URL create object and how it works. And it gave me like a really nice description. And so it's a really great way to do things in a more interactive way rather than just asking questions to Google. So to me, like Chat GPT-3, it's like, oh my gosh, this is fantastic. So it refactored our code with comments, fantastic. So let's take a look at what we have here. So we have choose file. Oh, nice. We're able to choose a file. We have the preview. We're able to click upload, and we don't have the logic to upload anything, but here it is. It shows us basically the file object. And right now we don't have any function that runs. So we could ask Chat GPT-3 to write a, let's say, fetch function to upload an image. So let's give it a try, see what it says. And what we're going to do, we're going to keep it connected with this previous code that it asks. So I'm going to first ask it to refactor the code to include a function that handles upload using fetch. Let's see what it does. Let's see. I'm excited. Maybe it's gonna fail, maybe it won't. But yeah, like, so to me, ChatGPT-3 is like pretty cool. I'm really excited because it's an amazing learning tool. I know some people will be like, oh, this is stupid. Like, you know what? Don't listen to the haters. First of all, like, let me come back here for a second. So if you're new and you somehow stumble on this video and you're thinking of quitting, or you don't know if it's still worth learning to code, it is still worth learning to code. ChatGPT-3 AI, it's not gonna replace jobs at any time, at any point. If anything, it's gonna make coding and learning to code more accessible to more regular folks, which is amazing and which is awesome. So don't freak out. ChatGPT-3 is not going to take your jobs. Number two, right? I showed you earlier in the app, I'm actually using OpenAPI to create other services that use the power of ChatGPT-3 to do cool things. Like for instance, I'm building a Strapi plugin. It's not done yet. But did I close my Strapi instance? Of course I did. No, I didn't. It's here. But what I'm doing is I'm building this plugin called AI Powered, where you're able to put in, and I realize I'm not sharing my screen like a jerk, but coming back here, how do I share my screen on my own stream? But I'm building like a plugin called AI Powered for Strapi, where you're able to go into settings, and there's going to be more stuff, but you're able to give your API key. You could select which AI model you want to use. The most expensive one and the best one is Text DaVinci, but you could use other ones. I'm currently using this one just for test purposes. And right now I haven't really figured out like everything, but the basic approach is I just figured out how to connect my API, how to be able to say hello to my viewers and be able to like pass a basic prompt and get a response. But eventually what I'm gonna look, hey, hello viewers, nice to meet you. Thank you, ChatGPT-3. So, but the point is, it's like, I'm going to use this to create a tool to be able to summarize blog posts that writers have created for SEO description. And then I'm gonna have it summarize the post and pull out any relevant keywords that I should use for my SEO. So it will allow me not only to summarize the text for SEO description, for the meta tags, and it'll also come up with best keywords to use for to have in my metadata for SEO, which is really cool. So you could use the power of AI to create cool tools. You know, like a big example of like, there's so many platforms that use AI to help write posts. Like I forgot what one of them is called, but there's so many different things. Like look at Midjourney creating images, which is kind of insane. And I'm not saying you have to go to that insane level, but you could make useful tools. So let's see here in this version. So this is rewrote a component. So here it kind of shows us what we're doing. And so what it added for us, it updated this handle submit function that we had. So if we take a look at our all code, and again, if you don't know how to code, like this is going to mean nothing to you, right? So even to use Chat GPT-3 to get your job easier doesn't mean that it does everything correctly. You still need to know how to code. But here it kind of shows us what we're doing. And so previously, if you take a look at our handle submit, we just had this, right? And then we wanted to create something. So now it updated our code to have a basic implementation of using fetch. And here we're assuming we have an upload endpoint to which we're gonna call a post method. And we're gonna pass our form data, which is our image. And the way we're creating our form data, we're using new form data. We're doing form data append image. Fantastic. And then we're sending the response. It will check if the response is okay. Don't do anything. If response is not okay, throw an error. And if it's updated and uploaded successfully, then beautiful is going to say console log image was successfully uploaded. So let me copy and paste this. So this is kind of cool. And again, this is not going to solve all your coding problems, but this is a great learning tool and great starting point for you who are just starting out. Yeah, Tammy, Clyde, like John Smilga, #1, Clyde Matthews. I wish like his JavaScript courses are phenomenal. He's like my #2. You know, so let's give it a try. Let's update our code. And here we go. We updated our code. And so now let's see if it crashed or not. Let's reload. No file chosen. Let's choose a file to upload. Okay. Night, which we still get our preview. So let's go to network. It's going to break because we don't have a server yet. But maybe you could ask ChatGPT3 to guide us how to create a server with Koa.js. So upload. And again, it failed because payload image cannot post upload response. Why? Because we don't have a server. So like, of course, it's not going to do anything. So what we need to do is we need to create a server. So let's start broad. Please, because you got to be polite, right? Create a server to handle above image upload and save it to file since you don't want to save it to a database. Let's see what it does. I know this is pretty broad, but I'm giving giving a lot of hope into my for Chat GPT-3. So it says app use core body multipart true. So router post upload, that's going to create a route that we'll be able to hit by going to whatever upload. It's going to take the file that we get, then it's going to create a file to store in this is going to define the path where the file will be saved. Then we're going to read stream from the image file that we received. Then we're going to use the FS library to write the stream to a specific file and blah, blah, blah. So this is cool. This is really promising. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, inside here, where's my terminal? iCharm. Here we are. So here we have our React. Whoa, what button did I just press? That was weird. That was like, blow up your computer. I wanted to do this. I wanted to make this bigger and bigger. Perfect. Everybody can see this. Everybody see this. Okay. If you haven't smashed the like button, you don't have to. I'm just saying. But you could, of course, if you want, not for me, but for the few of you there are on this amazing stream hangout. So we created our image upload component with Chat GPT3 help. We went through a bunch of processes through asking very like follow-up prompts to have it help us refactor the code. And so now what we have on our front end, we have our image upload component. We have, let me open this. We have our handle change to add our image, and we have handle submit to submit our image. We use style components because why not? And then now we ask ChatGPT3 to create a Koa server for us. And so notice how it kind of showed us how to implement this, but it didn't really show us how to start with Koa. So for this, I'm going to go to Koa. I think it's Koa.js. And Koa is basically a lighter framework of Express that instead of using promises, it uses, what the hell does it use? It uses async await, and everything is a middleware, so which is fantastic. So Koa requires Node 12, Koa install 7, NVM 7, so NVM npm iKoa. So we want to do, and let's create a new shell window. Let's duplicate this tab. Let's do like ls cd out of here, ls. So we want to first npm init to start a new project, package name, React. Let's call Koa server, I think we're going to call it. Version, that all sounds good. Click enter. Yes, looks good. So now we have, God damn it, I should have created this inside a folder. Make directory called Koa server. I don't know how to move files in CLI. Google. I could also ask, actually I'm going to ask Chat GPT-3 there. Forget Google. How do I copy file in command in term? How do I move file via terminal command to a folder? And so look, I didn't know something. Now I'm going to learn something from Chat GPT-3 and basically move source file destination. Do I have to put in the brackets, or is it? Oh, here's an example. Oh, fantastic. So all I need to do now here is do move package JSON to Koa server. ls. Look at that. cd Koa server. Oh my God, I'm learning so much. So inside here, we now need to install yarn at Koa, I believe. ls. So now we have Koa. Now let's create a file called app.js. Let's open in code. Fantastic. Let's blow it up a little bit. So we have an app.js. This is where we're going to paste our amazingly generated code here. And I think it's going to error out because we still need to, I believe you need to install all these things, Koa router and Koa body separately. So it might complain, but let's give it a try. So we paste here. And so what we're doing is we're creating a backend for our front end and using Koa. So to run this, I believe I just do node app.js. So yeah, it says can't find Koa router. So we need to do yarn add Koa router. Let's do yarn again. It's probably going to complain. The app can't find Koa body. So I was right. You need to separately install those because Koa is very lightweight. And so Koa body is not a function. Let's see here. Koa body, Koa body. Why would it complain? So see, like it's not perfect. And sometimes like Chat GPT-3 doesn't make sense, or maybe it does. So I'm gonna use Koa body and PM. And so see, like, but the point is, like, yeah, it didn't 100% kind of do the thing that I wanted to do, but we have a starting point, and now I could like focus. So we install Koa body. So require Koa body. So that makes sense. Like, so that's correct here. Wait, Control C. Oh, I see. So you need to destructure it. That's what Chat GPT-3 didn't do for us. Chat GPT-3 said, let me kind of rearrange this. So Chat GPT-3 showed it to us like this, but as we saw in Koa docs, you need to destructure it, which is a very minor mistake. So let's run our Node app and check this out. Our server is listening on port 3000 now. So that's kind of cool. So that works. That is pretty fantastic. So I should be able to go to what port 3000. So let's go here. So localhost port 3000, which is, I'm kind of curious because I think my React application is running on port 3000. No, it's running Koa. My React application is running somewhere else, unless I stopped it. Let's see, did I stop my React application? Let me close all these unnecessary windows for now. Yeah, I must have killed the React application. No worries. No worries. We'll get to it. But the idea is, so now we have an endpoint called upload that we could hit, inspect, network. So we could hit this endpoint and we get a 405 method not allowed. Preview response. I'm kind of curious though, why did it failed on us? Let's go inside our Koa thing. We have defined path. We have our function here. So let me console log that we actually, number one, hitting this console.log ctx request file, or let's just console log ctx, and we're gonna call it from Koa server. Yeah, if you have questions or want to say anything, let me know. And Luke says, Chat GPT-3 is fun so far, not really so different from constantly Googling on Stack Overflow, and there's only one answer. Yeah, I mean, for me, like, exactly, it takes Googling and Stack Overflow and makes it more interactive. It's like I'm having like a personal assistant, I'm having a conversation. And for me, it's not going to replace developers, but it will make better developers to use it as to work together to learn things faster. So notice how like I was able to generate our front end, I was able to generate our back end, and it didn't do everything perfectly, but now at least I could ask questions. Like for instance, like I'll give you an example. I asked ChatGPT-3 to make sure it puts comments on each line of code to help me understand what it does. Define the path where the image will be saved. And so, but if I didn't know, I could copy this, right? And go to ChatGPT-3, and we'll come back to messing with our code. I could kind of, please explain what the following code snippet does. And see what it does, what it says. The code path join during an upload image uses the path join method from path module to create a file path. Their name is a global variable in Node.js that represents the current, and look, I didn't have to Google this, right? This is beautiful. Like, I bought Microsoft stocks because if Bing is going to integrate ChatGPT-3 into its search, it's going to blow Google away, because you're going to have this interactive way. And check this out. It looks like, if you didn't know what dir name meant, it's a global variable in Node.js that represents the current directory of the running script. So in this case, the directory where the script is located. Uploads is a string representing the name of subdirectory where the image will be saved. And image name is a property of an image object that contains the original name of the upload file. By calling path join with these 3 arguments, the method creates a path that represents the full path of the file, which is the current directory of the script, then the upload folder, and then, oh my God, this is like having your own, like, amazing, like I have no friends. Like, thank God that we have smash the like button for me not having friends, because this is why I have this YouTube channel, because I have you as friends to come and interact. So ask questions in the chat, say whatever you want. But I look at, like, best thing you could do as a programmer is do pair programming. And with Chat GPT3, you literally have not the best thing. Like, you don't have a friend that will tell you how cool, like, the pizza was that you made yesterday. But at least you could pair program and ask questions and do, like, literally simulate having a friend with who you co-program. So if someone can't find a friend to co-program, no excuse, Chat GPT3 is your friend. So notice how it was able to kind of explain to me by me asking a question, something I didn't know, right? I said, please explain the code snippet, and I provided, and this is something here. So anyway, right now I want to do is console log, like, what the hell is happening, why we have an issue. And what I'm going to do, by the way, it's too late now, but I should have I should have removed this. But we see this. I also don't like this because this is just calling it in the router, but maybe this code could live in the controller just so it's much more manageable. And we could ask ChatGPT3 to refactor it to use a controller. But before we do that, I want to see if we get a console log. So I'm going to choose, let me refresh the screen. Let me see, go to localhost, go to upload because that's the endpoint, click enter. It still fails, but I'm curious if, did we get any console log? It still complains Koa body is not a function. I thought we fixed this. I am now, let's see here. Type error Koa body is not a function. So let's review. We are getting Koa body from Koa body. Let me just check that the, and so notice it's not 100% correct, right? So we are looking at Koa body. We got this correct. Did we installed Koa body? I'm pretty sure we did. Let me double check. Control. Let me go to my code here. Go to package JSON. We installed Koa body. Let's see here. Koa body require Koa body function. Let's see here. Maybe the way we're using it is not correct. I'm kind of curious, like this is the way that they're showing it here. So maybe that's what I need to do. 1 second. Let me take a look. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. What's also cool, you could do that with VS Code. They have VS Code Live Share, which is kind of sweet and pretty awesome. So maybe I'm not using Koa body properly. So this is the example that they have here. Let's do this. Let's try that. But we are calling it as a function, so I don't see why it's complaining here. So let's go back to our code. We want to go to our, where's our Koa code? Here it is. App. So we have our route. App use Koa body true. I'm surprised why this doesn't work, because this should. So let's see if Koa body request will allow you request body. They're not passing it into use, which is kind of interesting. So they're showing this example. I'm going to try this example that they're using. Maybe there's like a new implementation, because obviously ChatGPT3 was got data up to year 2021, so maybe might not have all the resources, which is okay because it brought us to a really good start. So instead of doing this, they have the router, they're passing use coa it's just coa body, and they're doing this, I believe. By the way, coolest thing with if you have Copilot, you could actually ask stuff in the comments and it'll help you to generate stuff. But for now, we're not worried about that. We just want to make sure that our application is able to run. Node API JS server listing at 300. Let's try again. Let's refresh. Did we get the same error? Or did we not get an error? Let me restart this again. So I don't think we're hitting that error. And I think the above was fine. Let me do this for a second. Let's try it. Method not allowed. We don't get a console log. I'm kind of curious now. So, Learning JS Live says, and great to have you, by the way. Fantastic. Says, I'm not worried about Chat GPT3 taking jobs now. 5 years into the future scares me. I think we'll be fine. Major multinational corporations have vested interest in cutting costs. No, that's 100% true. I think what's going to happen is, to be honest with you, they usually tend to get what they want. So my thought on that's a really good conversation. Let's chat a little bit about that. So the idea here is that what I think is going to happen, you will need software developers. So that's why I say people should still learn, but learn to become and 10x your ability as a developer by utilizing AI tools, because you still will need a developer to use AI, because it will still never write complete code, but you'll be able to direct it to get the code that you want. And we're kind of doing the similar thing of it like right now, and it's not perfect. And even in 5 years, there'll be engineers that basically are really good at development. They understand development, but they also understand how to work with tools to create things faster. And I think that's the path we're going. It's this embrace of AI work together. And so there's a great episode of Westworld, the last season. The chick was creating a story and she was using this computer where she was giving prompts for the computer to generate the scene. And what is going to happen, and I'm not sure how long you jumped on, but I shared the link. If you scroll up, you'll see it in the comments, to an amazing talk by one of the people who worked on OpenAI. And the podcast is a year old, but what he envisioned is this idea of remember like when first coding came out, we had like the punch cards that represented 0 1s. Then we created machine code, which was like really hard for humans to read, but it was like the only way to program the computers. Then they went to assembly code. Then we had higher level languages like C, then C++, then now we have JavaScript and whatever. And notice each step has been to a closely more human readable language. And so now what Chat GPT-3 will allow us to do is have a very conversational programming language that we could use to code things. So yes, it's going to definitely shake the tree, and there'll be less people needed to do certain things. But with the disruption that Chat GPT-3 is going to cost, is going to create like more jobs. I'll give you an example. Think of all the people that worked in factories in early 1900s. It was all factory jobs. Now, if you take a look now, it's less than 10% of the world population that work at factory jobs. So does that mean that 90% of people are unemployed? No, because of the modern changes and things like, yeah, factory jobs disappeared, but all these other jobs came up that never existed. And so there's still going to be a lot of different developer jobs or software engineering jobs that are going to have maybe different way of coding that we even think of today, but there still be things around. And so what I think the next step would be, instead of worrying about how to do something when code, it will be like, how can you think about solving problems and to present it in a human kind of voice to tell the computer what you want to build. So you'll be thinking a more higher level solution where the implementation of code is going to be done for you through your normal conversational prompting, and all the code will be written behind the scene. And I think that's cool and awesome. So I wouldn't worry, and I definitely like continue. Like I'm not going to give up development. And anybody who's looking to start into development, please continue, don't stop. So coming back here. Let me use router allowed methods. So I'm assuming that, so I wonder if here I have to specify the methods that I need to provide. So I'm going to delete this for now and not worry about it. And it says, solid feedback. Do you think specializing in a specific area of code will be more important as things evolve? I think when you start out learning, like just start with one, pick some, like, so don't think into the future, right? Because right now those jobs don't exist, right? Right now, you just need to, like, I don't know if you're already working as a developer or not, but if you're not working as a developer, what you need to do is you need to break into the industry. So have a focus. For me, I recommend, and there's many paths of doing, but the fastest way for me to get into the field was learning React and JavaScript really well. And I focused on front-end development until I got hired. Once I got hired, I started kind of moving into that full stack land. But you need to first ask yourself, what are the things that I need to learn to get hired as quickly as possible on the route that I'm going? Once you get hired, you will start to generalize. So the way it works, you have a certain aspect that you're really good at, and then you have general knowledge that you have. What I would say though, as you're, and let's see here, your comment here. I got you, been following your path for over a year. Nice, cool. And I am literally like, I don't want to become like a big YouTuber where I get so far away from where I started that like I'll forget. I don't think I'll ever forget, because I'm not making any money in YouTube. I make money working at Strapi, and I want to continue working developer roles. But the point that I'm saying is that my journey, like, and why I have this channel is because when I started learning, there was so much hype on YouTube around, you could learn in 30 days, you could do this, you could do that. None of that is true. It takes work, it takes effort, it's hard. And so I want to do a realistic kind of representation of what it takes to learn to code. So maybe it will take someone 6 months, but I've never met anybody that actually done that. It took me almost 3.5 years from the time I started learning to code seriously to getting a job. I think 1.5, 2 years, 1 year, maybe you could definitely do it. And if you do it in 6 months, God bless you, but make sure people set realistic expectations. So I want to basically make sure that I provide basically what my experience has been and talk about the reality of what it takes to break into the industry. And thanks, I appreciate the support and the follow. But at the end of the day, I'm still some random dude on YouTube who still doesn't know what I'm doing like right now. So I removed a certain thing that we had here because I don't think we need it. So actually check this out. I don't really know what this does. So let me figure out. Go to Chat GPT3 first. Please explain what the following code snippet does. So is a middleware function provided by code router that automatically sets a response status for headers for requests based on the matched route and options based on the route. They typically use the route have been defined and registered with code app. It examines the status, the method property sets the response status. For example, if the route is defined to handle GET requests and the request is POST, the allowed middleware will send the response 405 method not allowed. So maybe that's where I'm making a mistake. So here, let's see here. What is my route here? CTX body. Koa body, post, upload. So this is post. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm a complete idiot. I know why it doesn't work. So this was fine. What we had here was fine like this. Hold on, let me back up. I'll tell you why it doesn't work. I'm a complete idiot. And the reason why it didn't work is because I was not passing this request with a post header. I was trying to call it from the browser right here. Here's an interesting thing. Why wouldn't that work? Because whenever you call something like this from the browser, it only makes a get request. So if are we able to see the header? Look at this. Method get, our API expects post, so it doesn't work. So what we need to do, we actually need to make a post request to this. And so one way to do that is we could use our tool called Insomnia, which allows you to create API calls. And this is why it wasn't working. Dumb. So we need to make a new, let me create a duplicate file upload. Create, we need to, where are we going? Let me copy that from our previous browser. That's why it wasn't working. We wanna copy this, control copy. We wanna do this. Let me just make sure that I uncommented all the code that we had previously. Yep, that looks good. Let me restart my server. And so what we wanna do, we wanna make a request. It's gonna be a post request, body, binary file, choose file. Let's go to desktop, downloads. So open. Do you want to set content header? Yes. I haven't actually used Insomnia to upload images, so I'm going to check it out. So let's see what happens. So we click send. Cannot post uploads. But let's see if it hit the controller though. Which I'm not sure if it did. Server. So let's take a step back here. Let's reset file, click to confirm. Let's not do any body. I just want to see if we could see our console log headers. This is not worried about this. Let me do this. Console log. Google. As once in a while, you know, you still need to use Google. I don't know why I'm going to my Gmail. It's fine. I don't have any secrets. Why? Google. Oh my God. Koa upload controller example, upload route example. I probably could ask this in Chat GPT3. How do I upload files to Koa? Upload tutorial. So blah, 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 blah. We've done the front end part for Koa here. So they're using require Koa pug, view path based there. Okay, don't worry about that. They're using body parser instead of Koa body. And then they're doing, you have your routes. Let me do that. Ask Chat GPT-3. Show Koa example of, show a Koa example for file upload using body parser. Here's the it still shows Koa body, but I wonder if instead we need to use body parser. Let's try that. So see, Chat GPT3 is not perfect and giving me the stuff that we need. Body parser. And then we want this little code example. So use body parser. This is where the file will come. Multi-part true. Whatever. That looks okay. Yeah, that allowed methods. But I'm still not sure why we're not console logging, hitting our controller. Router post, router routes. So see, ChatGPT3 doesn't do everything. Body parser is not a function. I was complaining about body parser. Body parser require. Let's go into our Google mode. I wonder if this is like also an old example. Let me just do this for a second. Handle form files. This request body. Like this body is receive your data. Function handle form. This render file upload. Get files. Okay. (2019) file uploading. Nope, that's the one I looked at. 2018. Koa require Koa router, Koa body, multi-part true, upload directory. So here they're using Koa body. So first thing, they're using post. We're using post. Anyway, let's see here any comments. Yep. Yeah, so anyway, the thing is, look, it doesn't solve all the issues. I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I mean, I know where to look, and what we should do is to take a step back. And number one, it's to go to Koa documentation and kind of start slow. And so, see, it doesn't replace developers. You still get to certain places where you don't have all the answers. And so here I am looking through the documentation. So use blah, 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 settings. That's all good. App listen, app callback, app use function, error handling, context, API, request, CTX state. This is all great. So let's keep scrolling. Man, I'm definitely not worried of losing my job, because it feels like I'm doing a lot of working right now. Request headers, and request path. Yep, so there we go. I proved it. Jobs are still okay. You're still going to be, as a developer, reading a lot of documentation. Wow. Who would have thought? So if you've been wondering, is Chat GPT-3 going to take your job? No, it's not. No, it won't. You know what? Like, what I'm going to do is probably, like, God damn it, I want to get to the controller. Was it control fine? Control fine? I just want to make something happen. Controller. Nope. It doesn't show how to create controller. Routes. Let's see routes. Nope. This documentation is not helpful. I don't know why I like Koa at all. This just makes no sense. But I bet if I told Chat GPT-3 to create it with NodeJS and not Koa, it probably would have done it. Application context requests. Examples. Body parsing. Hello world. Stream. File. Stream server. Stream. Templates. Upload. Upload. Example. Koa body. So I'm just going to copy and paste this. Look, instead of finding my answer in Chat GPT-3, we might have found our answer in the documentation. So let's see here. Logger, require Koa logger. We don't have Koa logger. We don't have Koa static. User path. It's okay. File TX request. That's great to see. Uploading file name, stream path. Where are we using logger? We don't need logger. Where are we using serve? So I have to add Koa static. Wow, see, getting stuck, so much fun. And this is exactly what coding is like, is being excited and then getting stuck. And Chat GPT-3 was not helping at all in this case. And so, yeah, not taking jobs, but I'm still curious. There's no reason for me to continue to stream, but I'm like, no, I got to figure this out. What the hell is happening? Koa body is not a function. Are you kidding me? Require Koa body. Let me back up here. Package JSON. Koa body. Maybe it's, the version of Koa body that we want. Package JSON, Koa body. Let's do this. LS, RM, RF, node modules, yarn. Install all these beautiful things. All right, so that didn't fail for us. We just switched the versions. So now let's take a look at the code. I just want to make something happen. I refuse to quit too early. So we are going to make a post app use Koa body, render, create stream, redirect. Their name public. Join. That's where you get the files, redirect. Use a sync function. Interesting. Interesting. I'm going to give up in 2 minutes. Don't worry. I'm not going to make you all watch me struggle. But we will come back on this saga. But as I've proven that Chat GPT-3 is not replacing jobs, because I wouldn't have been stuck forever. Thank you, Chat GPT-3. Although I'm going to give Chat GPT-3 another chance, because I believe Chat GPT-3 was using older Koa body that we just changed the package in. And so I'm going to give you one more chance to do it. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Let's go to insomnia. Send. Not found. That is a nicer error, and I'm kind of curious if we have our console log. But I probably forgot to put console log. Let's see. Let me put a console log in there. I think we're back in business. So maybe it is taking our jobs. Who knows? Just kidding. Console. From Koa. Okay, let's try that again. Click send. So upload, preview, headers, methods, cannot post upload. Yeah, that's kind of weird, not gonna lie to you. All right, I'm gonna give up in 30 seconds, I promise. Norse, you see how I can't give up? I'm trying my darnest to quit. Okay, Paul, just give up. You need to walk away. Walk away, Paul. Just walk away. Come back and fight another day. I'm gonna put the console log there. Paul, walk away. Stop coding. Go home. I'm already home. Jesus Christ. Just give up. There's no point of suffering anymore. Go play some video games, Paul. Go play a game. Don't do this to yourself. Why are you doing this to yourself? Oh, God. Oh, God. All right, I'm giving up. Anyway, that was... the beginning sheet was way more interesting because apparently for front-end development, it was able to give us some really good advice. We were able to create a front-end app in React here that allowed us to upload an image and have a way to make a call. Unfortunately, though, we didn't get far with the backend. Chat GPT-3 didn't give us good advice on the backend, which is perfectly fine. But the good news is that if you're wondering, is it going to take your job? No, it won't. If you're thinking about Chat GPT-3, and you're like, I don't want to code anymore because it's going to take our jobs, it's not going to take your jobs. And as you saw me, if like the last part of the stream was really boring. Like if you didn't start watching the stream from the beginning, watch from the beginning and see how I used Chat GPT-3 from the perspective of using it as a tool to learn and ask questions. and how I use it more like a friend to do peer programming with. And since I started using Chat GPT-3, I've been learning way faster, and that is amazing. So with that being said, those of you who joined late, you can't go at the beginning and watch the stream. It was way funner than the ending was, where I hit a brick wall. And the reason why I hit a brick wall is because Chat GPT-3 did not magically solve all my problems, and I had to go back to reading the documentation. And I specifically picked something that I wasn't too familiar with, where, you know, to like basically like, hey, I'm not sure how to do this. And notice how Chat GPT magically didn't do the thing that everybody thought that it was going to do, like take over the world. Paul, any idea when you and John are going to start the coding live stream back again after the holidays? I missed them. Yeah, I think like next week on Friday, we're going to start. I just got to check in with John, see how his schedule is, how he's doing, and go from there. But with that being said, thank you all for the love. If you jumped on late the stream, check out the beginning. It was like really useful and good. The last 20 minutes, so the stream is 1 hour and 20 minutes. Probably the last 20 minutes that we just had was brutal, but check out the first hour. You could watch it on 2x, really cool. I show you examples of how like you could use Chat GPT-3, not from the point of fear and being scared it's going to take our jobs, but how it could help you to become a better developer, and how if you're like me and have no friends, like you could use it as a tool to help you learn and be your pair programmer that helps you learn new things. And I talk more about the examples, how you could ask specific prompts to have it tell you what each line of the code does, so you could learn if it's showing you code that you don't know. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching Coffee Coded Chat. If you're not sure who I am, my name is Paul from Coding After 30. I'm some random dude who switched careers late in my 30s. Got my first job as a developer at 39. So I try to tell you the reality of what it's like switching careers, learning to code. Later in life, I stream Friday nights, 9 p.m. US Central Time. And tomorrow, 11 a.m. is going to be an amazing stream. We have George coming back on. He did a stream with us where he showed us how to plan projects. And tomorrow, he's going to show us how to get started with Vue.js. Is going to be really excited. So if you can, come tomorrow, 11 a.m. CST. With that being said, thank you so much. I am out. I'm going to take my pretend Ferrari back home. And thank you so much. And a good night and good weekend.